So Mass Effect Andromeda has been out for a while now, and it won't surprise you that even with its flaws, we here at Mass Effect Follower have really been enjoying the game. Having examined the issues surrounding Andromeda in our other video, we thought that we should also share a handful of things that we really liked about the game. Because at the end of the day, we are here because we love the series. We love the world and the characters it brings, and we want to share that passion with you. Now, this isn't an exhaustive exploration of everything we liked by any means. It's only a handful of things that immediately stuck with us when we first asked ourselves what it was that we really enjoyed about the game. Now, this video is also going to have a couple of spoilers in it, so if you haven't finished the game yourself, we suggest that you do. First, and perhaps most obviously, is the combat. Mass Effect and the industry as a whole has come a long way from the original's rather clunky style. Anyone who played the first game will remember the lack of mobility and slightly awkward control. Mass Effect 2 and 3 were a big improvement despite some complaints about the thermal clips and resemblance to shooters. Mobility issues are a thing of the distant past now. Being able to jump around with biotics or jets and the use of dynamic cover has opened the realm of possibility to all kinds of combat styles. The battlefields have also changed, shifting from closed environments and corridors to mostly open terrain. No loading screens and countless approach methods made every new encounter interesting. Where the game does give you a closed environment, such as on the Ket ship or a number of loyalty missions, the new systems, weaponry, and abilities still shine. It's just so much fun to launch someone in the air and blast them away with a combo, or to use your jets to fly over a group of enemies and kill them all at once with a Nova. It's not a direct upgrade in all aspects. There is still something appealing about the style of Mass Effect 2 and 3, but there is no denying that this game was much better for the approach that it used, and also that we had an absolute blast with it. One of the major complaints that fans had about Mass Effect 3 is the feeling that your choices didn't mean a lot in the end. Everything you had done from the first game onward was abstracted into some number which added to the grand total war score. Of course, this was better than no acknowledgement, but it certainly was not as satisfying as it could have been. It is clear that BioWare took the criticism to heart, and Andromeda reacts often to the choices you have to make. Of course, we can't say which aspects of what we've done will transfer to future titles, but at least from what we've seen so far, things are looking pretty good. Playing through for the first time, we were totally floored when we had to decide whether or not to save Sloane from the sniper, had to decide what to do during the standoff in Jaal's loyalty mission, or whether or not to shoot PB's friend in order to retrieve the remnant tech. The timer adds an air of severity and urgency that really puts the pressure on you. It's a real treat despite how stressful it can be, especially on your first playthrough. It forces you to go with your gut, so to say. It really makes you feel like you're there in a way that other choices don't. It's a strength of games like Telltale's Walking Dead that Mass Effect should definitely embrace. Allowing the player to sit back and examine every single choice logically for as long as they want means that the choice they make is informed, but it also saps the experience of its excitement. Making a snap judgment and then having to live with the consequence is more fun and honest to us than making every choice clinical and calculated. We hope that future Mass Effect games feature more of these time-sensitive choices when appropriate. They represented some of the most tense moments we've ever felt in the series. I don't envy the character writers for Andromeda. After 3 full games of development and a decade's worth of time to fall in love with the Normandy's crew, they were expected to make equally compelling characters from scratch, with as much, if not more, promise for future development. And they only had 1 game to do it. In our opinion, they did it pretty well. The crew is alive and it feels natural with constant banter, interaction, and dialogue. Mass Effect 3 started experimenting with squad mates talking amongst themselves, moving about and having interactions with people other than you. But Andromeda takes that idea and runs with it. Squad mates send you and each other emails, have meaningful relationships, and have something to say to you or each other after almost every mission. We have lost count of the number of times that they've made us laugh with something they said or an email that they sent us. They're not quite there yet. Garrus and Tali will always have a special place in our hearts, but with only 1 game to go on, they're well on their way. The development of a character, of course, is just as important as banter or dialogue. For the most part, Andromeda does this very well. Through the course of the game, we learn a lot about the characters through their actions and what they say or do when under pressure. As an example, we can know a lot about Liam from the way he talks and acts. His history in crisis response means he's used to having solutions to sudden situations. He's generally optimistic and confident that anything can be overcome. But we know through interactions with him that he's uncertain, constantly asking Ryder for assurances that things will be alright, or that choices made were the right ones. He jumps headlong into risks and expects everything to turn out well. And another example, which is a personal favorite of mine, is that through banter between PB and Drac, you find out that PB's father is an Elcor. I don't think anyone was expecting this, but those small things that you learn through banter and other things throughout the game is truly amazing. Now going back to Liam, we see this most in his loyalty mission. For someone used to crisis response and who we've become accustomed to as cool and collected, Liam falls apart when his gambit doesn't pay off. In the heat of the moment, he shouts, "You take risks because they're supposed to pay off." That, to us, felt like the culmination of his outlook on the world and the things that we'd seen from him until then. And it really made us think. Now ultimately, we absolutely loved Andromeda. It was fun and exciting to play through, with levity and tension at all the right times. We loved the crew and we can't wait to get to know them even better. We absolutely love the crew and we can't wait to get to know them better in future DLCs or in future installments of Mass Effect. The game has its issues, which we talked about in another video, but as a whole, we can't deny that the experience we had playing this game was incredible. With the new patch and more to come, we hope that the discussion surrounding the game and future games shifts away from the harsh negativity into something more constructive. We are all excited to see what new worlds BioWare still has to offer. So what are your opinions on this? What do you think Mass Effect Andromeda did right? Let us know in the comments down below, and while you are there, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.